Welcome back to Consider This. Melisa and Sharaad here with you tonight. We're talking tonight to Amir Fareed Rahim from KRA Group. Now, I understand KRA did that poll recently, the survey back in November, gauging public sentiment. I want to know specifically to Sabah and Sarawak what you heard on the ground there.
One thing that I've got to that is consistent in both Sabah and Sarawak, they're very upset with prices of goods. Okay, so it's not part of cost of living component, but the fact that prices in Sabah and Sarawak are just extraordinarily higher compared to some parts of Peninsular Malaysia. So discrepancy in price is driving.
Right. So one of the problems over the years was this cabotage system, right?
Yes.
And the fact that goods are imported through the peninsula to get to Sabah and Sarawak. In the demand for greater autonomy that Sabah and Sarawakians seem to want for themselves and a change of a relationship in the federation, do you see there some serious challenges to the general political dynamic, that Sabah and Sarawak are not going to play ball or play second fiddle to peninsular parties and their view of the country?
I think definitely it's 2018. We've seen it already in Sabah, where Warisan won handsomely for a party that was formed a couple of years before that. And Datuk Sri Shafiq Afdal is a very respected leader of Sabah, and also widely respected in Sarawak. So he has been paving the way that they can extract more. They want to be autonomous, can extract more. They want to govern themselves. And if you look at Pakatan's track record, the by-election that Pakatan won was in Sandakan. It's in Sabah. If they can repeat it in Kimanis in a couple of weeks' time, it shows that in Sabah they can govern, and this then will go will feed into their strategy of how to battle GPS in the incumbent government in Sarawak at the moment. But key is cost of living, economic opportunities, and of course job opportunities. Sabah, as more compared to Sarawak, Sabah's big problem, the big noise from Sabah is on job opportunities.
Jobs, okay.
So let's turn Sarawak, because 2020 is likely to have the state elections. It used to be it was easier to differentiate between the contenders in Sarawak. Seems less so, because they're all singing the same tune when it comes to Sarawak autonomy, right? Yes. So we're talking about Sarawak. How do you think it's going to play out for Pakatan? How does Pakatan assert itself, take over the state, if that's their idea, against this backdrop?
I think it's going to be very tough, because the two main component parties that Pakatan rely on in Sarawak is PKR and DAP. I think DAP has maxed out its urban seats in Sarawak from the last elections, and whereas PKR, we've seen the infighting in the two different camps there in Sarawak. So basically the past 1 year has been paralyzed in Sarawak. So it's going to be an uphill battle, and Bersatu has also entered the fray in Sarawak, but it's still a very new party, and the sentiment of a local Sarawak party is still strong. So to me, I feel because Sarawak, not just that it's tough for new entrants, new parties, because of the whole infrastructure challenge to Sarawak, but also I'm seeing the narrative is the fear that things didn't get better in the peninsula when they changed in 2018. Why should we risk it by changing in Sarawak state elections and voting out GPS? So that is the underlying sentiment in Sarawak that I can feel.
Okay. Well, in the couple of minutes that we have left, Amir, I just want to get a sense from you where you think this year is going to take us. We saw 2019, as you said earlier, a year full of politicking for Pakatan Harapan. What is expected coming up in this year?
Well, one big thing that is happening in 2020, we're not talking about transition, is the APEC itself. So that puts us in the international spotlight. So everyone should, if I were in government, advising people in government, should just get their act together, because the world is watching us. We are on global stage. But then again, we realize that there's also a PPBM Bersatu party elections in the first half of the year. So we would expect politicking, although probably not of the same scale as PKR's well-documented issues. But having said that, there's many senior ministers who are vying for position in Bersatu, so expect a lot of political posturing, and this will as again dominate the whole discussion on where to the politics shall head.
So more of the same, or are you optimistic that Pakatan Harapan is listening to some of the mistakes that they made, paying attention to the mistakes that they made and learning lessons of 2019?
The thing is, they've had multiple by-election losses, and every time there's a defeat, everyone says, time to listen, heed the lessons and all that. But I don't think they have heeded the right lessons. Of course, there's still 3 years to go. There are a lot of things that can be done to correct the course, and I hope they do listen and learn the right lessons from all the different issues that have and challenges that have cropped up in 2019 and do better in 2020.
There you go. That's hoping that they'll do better in 2020. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Amir. That's all the time we have for you on this episode of Consider This. I'm Melisa, Idris, with me, Sharaad, Kuttan, signing off. Happy New Year to you, and thank you for watching. Good night.
Thank you.